Hello, everybody. This is Tom Eckert here. You're listening to my podcast, Numerology, a GPS for the soul. This is your place to learn about the true power of numerology and how to use it to bring out the best in yourself, understand your loved ones better, take wise decisions, and prepare for your future. In other words, how to live your life aligned with your true destiny. Take your time to educate yourself and share these podcasts with your friends and family so they too can enjoy the great benefits of numerology. Enjoy! Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode about the master numbers, the untold secrets. In this episode, we're going to explore the real and very often hidden meaning behind the power and function of master numbers in numerology, and specifically in one's numerology chart. So master numbers, for those of us who may not be familiar with the term, are the numbers with double digits like 11, 22, 33, and so on. The most common ones are 11, 22, and 33. Some numerologists perceive every double digit like 44, 55, 66, and so on, up to 99 as a master number. Not all numerologists perceive them as master numbers, but perhaps more as powerful numbers. But those that are usually accepted by all numerologists are the 11, the 22, and the 33. So let us start entering this very interesting and actually quite complex world of master numbers. The first thing we want to know is that a master number is a potential. A master number is a potential for the manifestation of a higher talent and a higher capability to conduct spiritual inspiration and spiritual energy. Now, this potential comes from a deep calling of the soul, something that has been predetermined before our birth, like a calling, a wish of the soul to manifest in this incarnation something more specific, something more refined, something that is almost connected in a direct line, in a direct energetic tube, we can say, to the spiritual dimension. So we're talking about a capacity, when it is fulfilled, to bring something very creative, very innovative, something that is out of the box, something revolutionary, something that can be of meaning and service, very often not only to ourselves, but rather to the greater mass. So something for humanity, we can say. There is something about the master numbers that are inherently not about one's own personal self, but rather something that is there for the benefit of the collective, something much more universal. You can imagine that there's the sequence of numbers from 1 to 9, and then beyond that, we're talking about the higher spheres. Okay, this is to give you a kind of example, so or an idea or a way to think about it. We're talking about a universal sphere. So no matter what master number one has in their chart, whether it's the 11 or the 22 or the 33, what they all have in common is that they're all connected to the spiritual dimension, potentially, and they're all supposed to conduct something of a spiritual nature, of a spiritual quality, for the benefit of the evolution of humankind. Now, if you listened carefully to my words, I said that master numbers are a potential. And this is a very, very important word that's going to accompany us throughout this conversation. Master numbers are not a given. As a matter of fact, numerologists will always write master numbers with their double digit side, meaning the 11 or the 22 or the 33, and next to that double digit, also the single digit. 11 will be a 2, so they will write 11/2. 22 will be a 4, so it'll be 22/4, and 33 a 33/6. The reason for that is that master numbers function with a dual frequency. What does dual frequency mean? It means that whoever embodies a master number will never function all the time on the double-digit frequency. As a matter of fact, people with master numbers always fluctuate and move between the double digit and the single digit qualities. A person with an 11 will very often behave as a 2 quality. A person with a 22 will very often behave as a 4 quality, and a person with a 33 will behave as a 6 quality. Now, this dual frequency raises a very important question. What does it take to live up to the higher frequency, to the real calling of the master number? And this is a very important question. Why? Many people have the wrong notion that having a master number in their chart is something to rejoice about. To say, yay, I have a master number. You know how many people say that to me as a numerologist? I have a 22. I have 2 times 11. I have 3 master numbers. But they're not actually knowing what they're up for. Having a master number is not something to brag about. It's actually a challenge. It's a calling. It's something you have to stand up to. To live up to a master number, one has to grow up. One has to evolve. If someone is not geared towards evolution, if someone is not geared towards growth, if someone isn't geared towards taking responsibility for their life, it's very hard to live up to the frequency of the master number. In which case, they will recede to the more minimized and diminished expression of the single digit frequency. Now, in a normal single digit frequency without the master number, if I only have a 2 frequency in my chart in a specific location, living the 2 frequency is natural to me. There's no problem. I simply live my 2 frequency. But if I have an 11 and I live on the 2 frequency of my 11, it's not just simple. It's not just okay, but rather I feel a frustration in the long run. I feel like I'm missing on the real calling that I'm here for, the real reason, the real purpose. So someone with a master number, not living up to their actual potential, not agreeing to grow up, not agreeing to be more truthful, not agreeing to actually take on the greater responsibility that a master number entails, will experience more frustration than people without a master number. So we're already revealing here in this episode quite a few secrets that are very often not being told. First of all, that a master number is a potential and not a given, that it has a dual frequency, but rather doesn't function always as a master number, but moves from the double digit master number side to the single digit frequency, and that it is a challenge. It is actually a calling to evolve. It's you can hear this nagging push, nagging voice coming from the soul, asking you to constantly grow. It's as if you have to really dig into yourself and find the deeper, subtle inner power of your spirit in order to be able to live up to those energies. You have to make your life fit to conduct this very specific and refined energy. So if you are able to live up to the challenge, if you are responding to this call, then you can start to tap into the talent that's inherent in your numbers, in your master frequency. So the 11 will start to experience this subtle conductivity, this ability to see subtle truth, refined truth. They will insist on truth in general. They will insist on seeing everything that's not enlightened in themselves, in the world, and to really open their eyes wide open. They will also connect to subtler energetic vibrations and literally at times connect with channeled knowledge and information coming from subtler energetic realms. They can be innovators in their field, whether it's politicians or people on the spiritual field or scientists or what have you, even actors. For example, if two people that just come to my mind as I'm talking about this are Robin Williams, the actor, and Barack Obama. Two people that are very talented and impressive in what they did. And I'm not saying this in a sense, I'm not expressing here any political opinion. I'm just saying someone who functions on that high performance as an actor or president of the United States has to have some kind of high functioning talent. Okay? Now, there are many others, but these are just the two that came to mind, people who kind of live up to that. So when we have the 22, for example, we have people who came here to influence the material world with inspiration coming from spirit. So while the 11 is more bringing light through knowledge, through wisdom, through sensitivity, through communicating a certain energy, the 22 receives that kind of communication from the higher realms, but has to manifest it in a concrete, intangible form, a form that will also stay for the future, for the long run, creating some kind of method, creating an institution, creating, like whatever, something that is tangible, something that is seen, that is felt, and that is for the benefit of the masses. The 33, on the other hand, has a lot to do with compassion and universal love, and being able to be of sacrifice, to give their heart for the benefit of people, of the good of others, to demonstrate what a universal heart really is, what universal forgiveness really is. What does it mean to really, it's a little bit like symbolically, you can imagine the number, the age, when Jesus died, the age of 33, and then imagine that the 33 stands for that kind of sacrifice of one's heart for the benefit of others. So it's the master of compassion, of true love, of true self-sacrifice for the benefit of the greater good. So the master number is here to become a role model. The master number is called to be a source of inspiration. And to become a source of inspiration is not something you are simply born into. And that's very important to understand. If you have a master number in your chart, that means that you have to, if you want to live up to that, you will have to take on a path of inner growth. You will have to probably work on your psychology, work on your past, clear some fundamental inner blockages. You will have to be active in your evolutionary process. You will have to overcome your own contractions and your own blockages. You will have to overcome laziness. You'll have to step into your role. And it will be more pressing than numbers that are not master numbers. It will be more pressing. And therefore, the gift can be higher, and greater, but also the frustration can be greater. Now, imagine that now you have many master numbers in your chart. The calling is even more pressing and is even more urgent. You see, it's having many master numbers in your chart can be an enormous gift, but can also be somewhat of a danger if you don't know how to live up to it. It can cause a lot of frustration, a huge sense of a missed opportunity. You see, it's like not having lived or not living up to what you know deep, deep inside that you should live up to. Very often, by the way, these callings are not conscious. It's not like you're aware. It's not like you're aware that you have that calling, but rather it comes deep from within your soul, from a place inside of you that is unconscious but knows. It's like you feel that you have to do something and you don't know exactly what it is, but you might feel like it's just not happening. And I see these people. Some of my clients are like this, right? So some of my clients, they are very frustrated people. Sometimes it will cause them to have anger issues or depression, right? Or deep frustration and anger with themselves because they feel like, wow, I'm just not able to manifest what I know, I truly know I'm supposed to do. But once they live up to that, you see brilliant expressions coming out of those people. Brilliant. These people all of a sudden reveal talent and creative flow and ingenuity and inspiration that is phenomenal. A talent that is so inspiring, a creativity, a creative flow, almost like they're plugged into an endless waterfall of ideas, of downloads coming from a higher sphere. And that's such a joy to watch. And that's the gift of a master number. So please don't get me wrong. If you've already listened to some of my episodes or you participated in my Facebook group or read the blog posts on my website about numerology, you know that I'm very sober in my approach to numerology. I'm very grounded. To me, there is no such a thing as a good or a bad number. A number is a number. It depends how you use it. It's an energy. You can have a car, and is a car good or is a car bad? This is a silly question, right? You can use a car to drive, and you can use a car to just bump into plants, trees, and people. So is it good or is it bad? It all depends what you're using it for. Same goes for your numbers. Same goes for master numbers. It can be an incredible gift. You see, a master number is like owning a supercar, a wonderful, expensive, luxurious, high functioning, high performance car. How are you going to use it? Maybe you don't know how to drive very well. Maybe you're not investing in learning how to drive very well, and you're not actually using most of the functions of your car. Very often, when people come to me to study or to work on their spiritual awakening, and they tell me how they use meditation, I very often laugh and say that people don't understand the potential of meditation. Meditation is like a spaceship that can take you into the heights and depths of consciousness, of self-transformation, and people use it, for example, to feel a little bit more relaxed when they work. It's a little bit like owning a spaceship and using it as a bike, not knowing you can use it as a spaceship. You see, it's such a pity, such a waste. Same goes for master numbers. You have a spaceship. Are you going to use it as a spaceship? Are you actually going to fly that high? Are you going to use the faculties and the features that are potentially there in your spaceship? That's an important question that we should ask ourselves if we have master numbers, if that's part of our destiny. Now, I'll take it a step further and tell you another interesting thing about master numbers. This is I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about that or even seen this in books. If you have many master numbers, the light side of that can be a very, very accentuated talent, something that is emphasized, powerful, connected. But at the same time, and I warn people from this very often, this high conductivity, this high energy influence can also cause self-aggrandization. You feel that there's something flowing towards you, flowing through you like a waterfall of inspiration and energy, a calling. And some people confuse that and they think of themselves too much. They take it personal, as if I am that great thing. And this is a danger that can happen with too many master numbers. A person can mistakenly believe that they are some kind of messiah, they are some kind of being that is here to save the world. This is what happens, for example, when the energy of the master number flows in your system, but your vessel does not know how to hold or conduct that energy properly. So in order to conduct the master number properly, and especially when we have many master numbers, we must take care, as I said before, of our psychological shadows. You see, if you have psychological shadows, you have, for example, low self-esteem and a problem with self-worth and feeling unloved and being rejected, and these are not treated, later on, of course, you can want to feel superior, you can want to feel valued, you want to feel fame, you want to feel great. And if you have that kind of flow of energy moving through you and you're not worked on, you're going to abuse that flow. It's going to flow in the wrong channels. Eventually, by the way, might cause harm to you and to others. So it's important to treat your inner blockages, your inner shadows, so that this energy of the 11, of the 22, of the 33 flows through your system in the correct way. Energetically speaking, you want it to flow in the central channel, the central energetic channel. In the yogic system, it's called the Sushumna. We can call it the central column of energy where all the 7 chakras are located. You want the energy to flow there and express itself openly. You also want to live for a higher context, something that is not self-serving, something that is for a greater good, something that is idealistic, something that is not only for your own sake. Which brings me, of course, to the point that master numbers inherently, potentially, they have an idealistic nature. So when they're truly activated, very often master numbers live for a higher ideal, something that is more universal. So they are more, in a way, someone with master numbers, because they're more plugged in spiritually, we can say that they're more accountable to they're held more accountable by the universal forces, by the universal intelligence, to behave correctly. And if they're not on track, they will feel it more, as we already said before. So we learned here some very important things, right? We learned here about master numbers being a potential that needs to be fulfilled, that is not a given. We learned about the dual frequency of the master number being a high frequency of the double digit or the low frequency. We learned about the challenge to live up to the master number and what we need to do, right? Working on our shadows, developing an ability to conduct better, living for a higher ideal, in order to allow the master number to flow through us without interruption. We learned about the frustration when we are not living up to that potential and are not taking the responsibility of evolving. We learned about the incredible expression of talent and ingenuity that can come as an expression when one has a master number. And we also learned that a master number can be a role model for others, but also a self-aggrandizing phenomenon when imbalanced. So I hope that this episode gives you a fresh, new and mind-opening outlook and understanding, hopefully a deeper understanding, an extra dimension of understanding of what master numbers really are. The intention in this episode was not to really talk about the meaning of the 11, of the 22, of the 33, but more to give you the understanding of what the master numbers are really are, right? These untold secrets that are usually not spoken about because it doesn't sell, right? It sells much more to say, oh, they're amazing, they're incredible energies, it means that you're such a special evolved being, but this is not true. And I'm all for truth. The people who listen to me hopefully are people that want to grow, want to become true luminous beings that are truly rooted in truth. So that's the truth, guys. I hope this gives you some food for thought and that enriches your numerology knowledge. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, and you want to go deeper into numerology, check out my website, tom-eckert.com. You can also book a numerology reading or even study numerology yourself through my courses. I'll see you in the next episode.